How did you and your so meet? I was drunk walking in the road on the way to a pub. Dressed as a clown. He was sober and on his way home from work. It was Halloween. My cousin's wedding. She was a friend of another cousin who tagged along. We had 15 good years together before she passed away unexpectedly from a heart defect. We were both sentenced to community service. Met while completing that sentence. Totally random. I was jet skiing at a lake with a buddy. There was a big group next to us that was having an office party. They invited us over to share some shade and food. My wife showed up a bit later. She was nice and I invited her and her friend to go mountain biking with a big group of my friends. The following weekend, I was not looking for a girlfriend at the time. But that is how things work. We started dating a few weeks later and our 21st anniversary is next month. I was 35 and she was 36 when we got married and neither of us had been married before. Worked at the same prison together. I hated him. He hated me. We worked separate shifts then we got put on the same shift together. One day I showed up with a super short new haircut and he asked me, "WTF did you do to your hair?" And I said, "Me? WTF did you do to your hair?" And suddenly he found me attractive and the more I was mean to him, the more he liked me. Eventually, some hardships happened and he was the first to immediately extend a hand and help me and I saw the soft sweet side of him and I came around. We haven't. Hello out there person. I moved to a different country to study seabirds at an ecological field station. He came there for just a couple to collect data on whales for his master's thesis. Nature nerds hook up and the rest is history. Whale bird. Anime convention. We are married 6 years with a 1-year-old. 7th grade homeroom. Married 25 years. We missed the same bus. Ended up talking while waiting for the next one. Married 13 years later. I was present at the hospital when he was born. He hates if I bring that up online cause I don't have any friends and he had no luck with women in bars, clubs. Put him off for 3 weeks. Asked my mum to check him out to see if she approved of him. She did. Told my dad gently. Just got out the BAAAD relationship. And we met in a park and sat and chatted under cherry blossom trees for 2 hours. 8 years later still kicking and can't imagine life without him now blue heart. Tinder. First message I sent was, "I know I'm ugly. But I'd look less ugly if you sat on my face." She thought it was funny. We met up both thinking it was gonna be a one-time thing but instead we ended up just talking about our trauma. She told me she'd still like me regardless of all of the bad things I've done or have been through. That's when I knew. Been together for 5 years. Married for 3. I'm glad I decided to meet up with this random internet woman. Over an hour away. Changed my life and I'm so lucky. We met online. I wouldn't recommend it for everyone. Of course. As there are many things that could go wrong. But we called. FaceTimed and eventually he flew out to visit me. That definitely showed me he was real for one and that I was the person he wanted to be with. Met through mutual friends on a camping trip. Her smile was the greatest thing I had ever seen. New life goal. Make this girl laugh and smile as much as possible. Now I have a picture at my desk of her doing both. While smashing a piece of our wedding cake into my face. She was a waitress at a restaurant. 27 years later and she is still feeding me smiley face. She invited my best friend to a Mario Kart tournament at her place and my best friend asked if I wanted to go. Best decision ever. I like to just randomly talk to people I see, and I ended up hanging out with her and her group, and there you go. Sigh. Still haven't. Dear so. Where are you? Haha. At the time my cousin lived with me and we only had one shared computer in the whole house. She got up from the computer to use the bathroom, and when I hopped on to check my email really quick, he sent her an instant message on MySpace to say hi. They had recently become friends through a mutual friend they shared. Not wanting to leave him hanging since I knew he could see she was online and active, I told him who I was and that I was just checking something and would let her get the computer back in a moment. Polite small talk while waiting for her to get back evolved into telling funny stories involving her and their mutual friend, and then talking about anything and everything. We talked for 4 hours that night and pretty much haven't stopped since. Been married 13 years and just had an adorable little girl who's 5 months old now. Tinder. My friend's wife tried my other friend up with her. When she told her to come over and say hi at the 311 and Sublime concert, we locked eyes, and that was that. I told her to come back later, but she passed out on the lawn. That's my girl heart. I was the best man at my brother's wedding. Her a bridesmaid. Married 1.5 months later and married for 15 years as of now.